again. Thanks for stopping by Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode number 83. And it's Strat-O-Matic Baseball for continuation of the Oldtimer Kings King of the Hill tournament. This is game number 22, which has the 1960 Pirates taking on the current Kings, the 1961 Detroit Tigers. Let's take a quick look at the Hill. You can see the Pirates are looking for their first win, and the Tigers are going to have something to say about that. And lying in wait in the clubhouse at Yankee Stadium are the 1950 Yankees, waiting to see if they'll travel to Iron City or Motor City to take on the winner of this one. Let's get to the starting lineups. First, for the visiting 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates, leading off in center field is Bill Verdon. Batting second at second base is Dick Schofield, who is playing for the injured Dick Grote. He's out 8 more games. Batting third is Bob Skinner in left field. Batting fourth, Dick Stewart at first base. Batting fifth, Roberto Clemente in right field. Batting sixth is catcher Smokey Burgess. Batting seventh, third baseman Don Hoke. Batting eighth, second baseman Bill Mazeroski. Batting ninth and on the mound is Wilmer Mizell, known as Vinegar Bend, his hometown. In 1960, he was 14-8 with a 3.50 ERA and 211 innings pitched. He is a number 1 hitting pitcher. So we will replace his card with the number 1 pitcher's hitting card. Now for the home and current Kings of the Hill 1961 Detroit Tigers at second base, Jake Wood. Batting second, center field, Bill Bruton. Batting third, Al Kaline in right. Batting fourth, Rocky Colavito in left. Batting fifth, Norm Cash, he's at first base. Batting sixth, Steve Boros, he's at third. Batting seventh is catcher Dick Brown. Batting eighth, shortstop Chico Fernandez. And on the hill and batting ninth is pitcher Frank Larry. In 1961, he was 23-9 with a 3.24 ERA and 275 innings pitched. Move things over a little bit. And we'll be ready to get underway. It's the wee hours of the morning of the big game in football later on today between the 49ers and the Chiefs. Well, Verdon's ready, Larry's ready, and so am I, and here we are. We're off. And Bill Verdon pops this one up to second base, where Jake Wood is under that, makes the catch, and there's one away. Dick Schofield. That's a 1-out single for Schofield. As he makes the turn, heads back to first base. So a man on first with 1 out. And Bob Skinner, the left fielder. And Skinner hits one in the left center gap. He slides into second base with a double. Schofield moves to third, so it's second and third with 1 out. And first baseman Dick Stewart. That's a ground ball to shortstop. Chico Fernandez, it's an X check. Fernandez is a 3. We roll a 6. And the infield was back this early in the game. That is a ground out. 6-3 Fernandez to Cash for the first out. It's going to allow Schofield to score. Stewart gets an RBI, and Skinner moves over the third. Fernandez's only play was to first base. So the Pirates lead 1-0. Man on third and 2 outs. Larry gets his first fatigue point. And here's Roberto Clemente. And he hits a line drive laser right at Jake Wood, who makes the catch for the third out. The Pirates do score. And after 1/2 inning of play, lead 1-0. With the Tigers coming up to bat, Larry gets his second fatigue point. Wilmer Mizzle, I should say. He's out to pitch here in the bottom of the first. And here's Jake Wood. Wood pops this one up near the third base line. Hoke is under that, and he makes the catch. And there's one away. Center fielder Bill Bruton. That's a 1-out single for Bruton. Right fielder Al Kaline. Bruton on first, 1 out. That's a ground ball to shortstop. Dick Schofield, who fires over to Bill Mazeroski, who in turn lets it go to Stort at first for a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. So there's one in the books, and the Pirates lead 1-0. Mizzle gets his first fatigue point. Frank Larry's already at 2. And up first for the Pirates is Smokey Burgess. That's a leadoff single for Burgess. So a man on first, nobody out for Don Hoke, Pirates third baseman. That's another base hit. It's going to allow Burgess to move over to third. We got runners on the corners with nobody out. And Bill Mazeroski. And this is trouble. It is a long, high fly ball to left field. Rocky Colavito's under it. It hits off the wall. Mazeroski's going to cruise into second with a double. Burgess is going to score. It's now 2-0. Hoke makes the turn at third base. He's going to hold there. So it's second and third with nobody out. The Pirates lead 2-0. Frank Larry gets his third fatigue point. Mazeroski gets an RBI. So it's second and third with nobody out. And Vinegar Bend. Mizzle up to bat. And he draws a walk. Bases are jacked. Nobody out here in the bottom of the, or excuse me, the top of the second. And we're back to the top of the order. Bill Verdon. And that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Larry, and the first out. Bases are still loaded with one away. And Dick Schofield, who singled his first time up. This time he hits a fly ball to center field. And Bruton's under that, makes the catch for the second out. But Hoke is going to tag and score. The other runners hold. And it's now 3-0 in favor of the Pirates. Larry gets his fourth fatigue point. So it's first and second with 2 outs for left fielder Bob Skinner. And he hits a line drive to second baseman Jake Wood, who makes the catch for out number 3. The Pirates do pick up 2 more runs, and after 1.5, they lead 3-0. Larry gets his 5th fatigue point. Vinegar Ben's back out here for the bottom of the 2nd. And it's Rocky Colavito, first batter. That's a ground ball to second base. It's an X check. Mazeroski is a 1. And that's a leadoff single for Colavito. So he's on first. Nobody out. And first baseman Norm Cash. He pops this one up near the first base line. And Stewart's under that. Makes the catch for the first out. So a man on first with 1 away for third baseman Steve Boros. And Boros hits one in the left center gap that rolls to the wall. He cruises into second base with a double. Colavito moves to third, and he's held there. So there's runners on second and third with 1 out. And catcher Dick Brown. He pops this one up in the infield. It's near the third base line. And Hoke is under that. Makes the catch for the second out. So it's runners on second and third with 2 outs. And shortstop Chico Fernandez. And he hits a ground ball right back to Mizzle. Jogs towards first base and tosses underhand excuse me, to Stewart for the third out. So the Dodgers threaten, but can't get anyone across. And after 2 innings of play, it's the Pirates 3 and the the Tigers nothing. Ay, ay, ay. Mizzle gets his 2nd fatigue point. Leading off for the Pirates here in the bottom of the 3rd is first baseman Dick Stewart. He hits a ground ball to third base Steve Boros. He throws over to Norm Cash for the 5-3 putout. And there's 1 away. Roberto Clemente. Clemente's 0 for 1. But no longer because he hits a 1-out single. So Clemente's on first with 1 away. And catcher Smokey Burgess. He pops this one up. He's going to stay in the infield. Second baseman Jake Wood's under that. And he makes the catch for the second out. So Clemente on first with 2 outs. And Don Hoke, Pirates third baseman. He hits a fly ball to right fielder Al Kaline. He's on the track. He makes that catch. And the side is retired. Pirates do get a base runner, but can't get him home. And with 2.5 in the books, it's the Pirates 3 and the Tigers nothing. Frank Larry gets his 6th fatigue point. Mizzle's back out. He's at 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd, and it's the top of the order. Or no, it's not. It's not the top of the order because I forgot to put Frank Larry's pitcher hitting card. Larry is a number 4. So he's going to lead off here in the bottom of the 3rd. And he hits a fly ball to right field. And Clemente's under that, makes the catch, and there's 1 out. Now we're back to the top of the order and Jake Wood. He hits a ground ball to shortstop. Dick Schofield fires over to Stewart for the second out. 6-3, 2 away. Here's center fielder Bill Bruton. Bruton's 0 for 1. He hits a ground ball to second baseman Bill Mazeroski. Over to Stewart. And the Dodgers go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. And after 3 innings of play, it's the Pirates 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Mizzle gets his third fatigue point. Frank Larry, who is at 6, comes out for the top of the fourth. And first batter he's going to face is second baseman Bill Mazeroski. And that's a leadoff single. So Mazeroski on first with nobody out. And Mizzle up to bat. And we're trying to move Mazeroski over. We roll a 6. Batter's thrown out by third baseman. Runner advances 1 base. So that's a successful sacrifice bunt. And there's 1 away. Mazeroski's on first. Or excuse me. Mazeroski's on second with 1 out. And top of the order, center fielder Bill Verdon. And he hits a line drive to second baseman Jake Wood. Mazeroski is caught off the bag at second. And Wood fires over to Fernandez covering the bag. And it is a double play. It'll be L 4-6 for the third out. And Mazeroski is caught off second base. So a good defensive play by Jake Wood. Gets the Tigers out of a potential jam, and after 3.5, the Pirates lead 3-0. Frank Larry gets his 7th fatigue point. Vinegar Ben's back out. He is at 3. And here in the bottom of the fourth, first batter he's going to face is Al Kaline, right fielder. Kaline hits a fly ball to center field. That sends Verdon back to the track. But he's got it for the first out. 1 out, nobody on for Rocky Colavito. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Pirates lead 3-0. This is a ground ball to shortstop Dick Schofield. It's an X check. Schofield is a 3. And we roll a 9. And that is an out. 6-3 put out. Schofield over to Stewart. There's 2 outs here. In the bottom of the fourth, no one on. And first baseman Norm Cash, who is 0 for 1. This time he hits a ground ball to second baseman Bill Mazeroski. Over to Stewart for the 4-3 put out. And the Dodgers once again go 1-2-3. And after 4 innings of play, it's the Pirates 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Mizzle gets his 4th fatigue point. Frank Larry, who is at 7, comes out for the top of the 5th. And first batter is Dick Schofield. He hits a fly ball to right fielder Al Kaline. It's an X check. Kaline is a 1. We roll an 18. And Kaline makes the catch. Diving stop, or a diving catch, I should say. And Schofield is robbed of what probably would have been extra bases. So there's one out, nobody on, and left fielder Bob Skinner. Skinner draws the one out walk. So he's on first with one out, and first baseman Dick Stewart. He hits a fly ball to left fielder Rocky Colavito. He's near the track, makes the catch. There are two away. And Skinner holds it first. So two outs, men on first for Roberto Clemente, who is 1 for 2. This time he hits a ground ball to shortstop Chico Fernandez. Over to Norm Cash for the third out. And with 4.5 innings played, it's the Pirates 3 and the Tigers nothing. Larry gets his 8th fatigue point. Mizzle is at 4. And he's out here for the bottom of the 5th. Steve Boros is the first batter. And that's a leadoff single for Boros. So he's on first with nobody out. And catcher Dick Brown. Brown is 0 for 1. He hits a fly ball to left field. Skinner's under that, makes the catch. Boros holds it first, and there's one away. Shortstop Chico Fernandez. He pops this one up. It's going to stay in the infield. Hoke is over by the third base line and makes the catch for out number 2. And that's going to bring up pitcher Frank Larry. He's 0 for 1. This time he hits a ground ball to shortstop Dick Schofield. It's an X check. He's a 3. We roll a 3. And that's one that gets by Schofield. Scored a hit for Larry. Boros moves up to second. And it's first and second with 2 outs. And back to the top of the order. Second baseman Jake Wood. He hits a ground ball to his counterpart, Bill Mazeroski. Over to Stewart for the 4-3 putout, ending the inning. So the Pirates get a couple runners, but can't bring anyone home. And with 5 innings in the books, it's the Pirates 3 and the Tigers nothing. Mizzle gets his 5th fatigue point. Larry is at 8 here in the top of the 6th, and Smokey Burgess is going to lead off. He pops one up that's going to stay in the infield. Jake Wood's under that, makes the catch. And there's one away. Third baseman Don Hoke. Hoke is 1 for 2. He hits a ground ball to third baseman Steve Boros. It's an X check. He's a 4. We roll a 9. And Boros makes a nice play from his knees. Fires over to Norm Cash for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs, no one on for Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski is 2 for 2. Couple singles. Make that 3 for 3. Or excuse me, he is 3 for 3, but his first at bat was a double. So that's 2 singles and a double for Mazeroski. There's 2 outs, man on first, and pitcher Wilmer Mizzle. And he hits a liner right at second baseman Jake Wood, who makes the third out. So nothing for the Pirates in the top of the sixth. And with 5.5 in the books, the Pirates lead the Tigers 3-0. Larry gets fatigue point number 9. Mizzle is at 5. He's out here for the bottom of the sixth, and it's the top of the order for the Tigers. And this is a ground ball. Excuse me, that's not correct, but it is Bill Bruton batting. It's a ground ball to second base, where Mazeroski tosses over to Stewart for the first out. Here's right fielder Al Kaline, 1 away. It's a fly ball to center fielder Bill Verdon. It's an X check. He's a 1. We roll a 9. And Vernon makes a nice play out there for the second out. So 2 outs, nobody on. And left fielder Rocky Colavito, who is 1 for 2. He hits another fly ball to center field, which is another X check for Verdon. He is a 1. And he boots that one. It's going to allow Colavito to move up to second base with a 2-out, 2-base error. So Colavito's on second with 2 outs and Norm Cash. I give Pittsburgh the error here so I don't forget later. But Cash hits a ground ball to second baseman Bill Mazeroski over to Stewart for the third out. So the Tigers get a man to second, but that's as far as he goes. And after 6 innings, it's the Pirates 3. And the Tigers, nothing. Mizzle gets his 6th fatigue point. Larry is at 9. He's out there for now. And it's the top of the order for the Pirates here in the top of the 7th. And Verdon draws the leadoff walk. So he's on first with nobody out. And Dick Schofield, shortstop, filling in for the injured Dick Grote. And he is 1 for 3. And this time he strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Larry. And there's 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Bill Verdon's on first base. And left fielder Bob Skinner. He draws a walk. So Skinner moves up, Verdon moves up to second. So it's first and second with 1 out for Dick Stewart. He's 0 for 3. He hits a ground ball to second baseman Jake Wood. It's an X check. He's a 4. We roll a 7. And that is a 1-base error. So Wood boots that one. And that's going to load the bases. So the bases are loaded with 1 out for Roberto Clemente. And to avoid any further damage, warming up for the Tigers is Phil Reagan. And they're going to bring the infield in. That's a ground ball to second base. That's going to The infield in, ground ball to second base. And it's a ground ball C, runner on third holds, other runners advance one base. But that's not true because the bases are loaded. So Verdon's going to be thrown out at home for the second out. And Clemente reaches on a fielder's choice. All right, 2 outs, bases loaded, infield's now back. And here's Smokey Burgess. And he hits a ground ball to first baseman Norm Cash. And he's going to take that to the bag unassisted for the 3rd out. So the Pirates load him in the 7th. Can't get anyone across. And after 6.5, they still lead the Tigers 3-0. Larry gets his 10th fatigue point. Excuse me, Mizzle's at 6. Coming out here in the bottom of the 7th. And the first batter he's going to face is third baseman Steve Boros. And Boros hits a fly ball to right fielder Roberto Clemente, who makes the catch at the warning track, 1 away. Catcher Dick Brown, who is 0 for 2. He hits a fly ball to center field. That's an X check. Bill Verdon's a 1. We roll a 3. And Verdon makes the nice play out there for the second out here in the bottom of the 7th. So 2 outs, nobody on, and Chico Fernandez. Phil Regan is ready for the Tigers if needed. In case Larry comes up to bat, he'll be pinch hit for. And Fernandez hits a 2-out single. So that's exactly what's going to happen now. So as we said, Regan is ready. He'll be the pitcher coming out in the top of the 8th. Day's over for Frank Larry. Regan is a #1 hitting pitcher, so we'll leave that in the lineup. The #1 pitcher hitting card. Bubba Morton's the utility player is going to bat for Frank Larry here in the bottom of the 7th. And then Regan will be out in the top of the 8th. All right, so 2 outs, man on first, and pinch hitter Bubba Morgan. And he strikes out. That is the first strikeout for Mizzle. And the Bubba Morton experiment does not work for the Tigers. So with 7 innings in the book, the Pirates lead 3-0. And Mizzle's going to get his 7th fatigue point. As I said, Frank Larry's day is done. The new pitcher for the Tigers is Phil Regan. In 1961, he was 10-7 with a 5.25 ERA and 120 innings pitched. First batter he's going to face is Don Hoke, third baseman. And Hoke hits a fly ball to left fielder Rocky Colavito. He's under that, makes the catch. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Here's Bill Mazeroski, second baseman. Mazeroski's 3 for 3 with a double and 2 singles. But this time he hits a fly ball to left fielder Rocky Colavito. First verse, or second verse, same as the first, and there are 2 away. Here's Vinegar Bend. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Or excuse me, 0 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice. Okay. here we go. And Mizzle hits a fly ball to left fielder Rocky Colavito. And it's deja vu all over again, as Colavito takes down the Pirates 1-2-3 in the top of the 8th. And after 7.5, it's the Pirates 3. And the Tigers nothing. Reagan gets his first fatigue point. And Vinegar Bend, who's working on a shutout, hopefully I haven't jinxed him, is coming out for the bottom of the 8th. He is at 7 fatigue points. And Jake Wood draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Bill Bruton. He's 1 for 3. And that's back-to-back walks. And that's going to get a little bit of activity in the Pirates bullpen. There's some moving around out there. And looks like it's going to be Roy Face who's going to start throwing. So it's first and second with nobody out for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 8th, and Al Kaline. This is a fly ball to left field. It's an X check. Skinner out in left is a 3, and we roll a 5. And he makes a nice play. The runners on first and second are going to have to hold. The Pirates dugout was holding their breath on that one. So it's first and second with 1 out and Rocky Colavito. Colavito is 1 for 3. And he strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Mizzle. There are 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. So 2 outs, runners on first and second for first baseman Norm Cash, who is 0 for 3. This time he hits a ball that goes up the middle, rolls to center field. Verdon has it. Wood holds at third, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Steve Boros. Face is ready, but Mizzle's going to see if he can get out of this inning. And it's a fly ball to deep right field that sends Roberto Clemente back to the wall. He's at the wall and makes the catch for the 3rd out. And Vinegar Bend breathes a sigh of relief, and with 8 innings in the books, it's still the Pirates 3 and the Tigers nothing. Mizzle gets his 8th fatigue point. And we are going to the top of the 9th. Phil Reagan's coming back out for the Tigers. And it is the top of the order for the Pirates. And it's Bill Verdon, who is 0 for 3. And he draws the leadoff walk here to start the 9th inning. And quite a few walks in this game. Here's Dick Schofield, who is 1 for 4. Hits a ground ball to second baseman Jake Wood. It's an X check. He's a 4. We roll a 3. And that's one that Wood can't get to. That's a single that's going to move Verdon to third. It goes out to right field. Kaline gets the ball back in. And there are runners on the corners for the Pirates with nobody out. Tigers are bringing the infield in. Here's Bob Skinner, excuse me. He hits a fly ball to left field. Colavito's under that, makes the catch. There's one away. It was too shallow for Verdon to tag up, so he's going to hold it third. Schofield holds it first. So runners are still on the corners with one out. And Dick Stewart. Tigers have the infield in. That's a fly ball to right field. That sends K-Line back to the track. He makes the catch. And Verdon's going to score. The throw in is cut off by Fernandez, and that has Schofield go back to first base. So Pirates get another run, and it's now 4-0. Reagan gets his second fatigue point. There's 2 outs, a man on first. Infield's back for Roberto Clemente. And he hits a line drive to shortstop Chico Fernandez for the 3rd out. And the Pirates are retired, but not before they record another run. And after 8.5 innings, it's the Pirates 4 and the Tigers nothing. Vinegar Bend, Mizzle's coming back out. Old Wilmer wants to see if he can get the complete game shutout, and I hope I didn't jinx him here. All right, so he's going to be facing Dick Brown, Chico Fernandez, and the pitcher spot. And that's a leadoff single for Brown. So he's on first with nobody out. Chico Fernandez. And this is trouble. It is a deep fly ball to center field. That sends center fielder, Bill Verdon back to the track, to the wall. It's up, out of here, gone. And shortstop Chico Fernandez has cut this lead in half. The Pirates now leading 4-2. Mizzle gets his 9th and 10th fatigue point. And Roy Face is warming up again. It's a 4-2 ball game. The base is empty. And that's it for Phil Reagan, because Mike Rourke is going to pinch hit for him. And warming up for the Tigers will be reliever Hank Aguirre. Just in case. All right, Mike Rourke. Nobody out, nobody on. Pirates lead 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 9th. And Rourke pops that up. It's going to stay in the infield. Hulk is near the third base line. He's under it. In fair territory, makes the catch for the 1st out. And we're back to the top of the order. Jake Wood. Nobody on, 1 out. He hits a ground ball to shortstop Dick Schofield. Over to Stewart for the 2nd out. There are 2 away. And the last chance for the Tigers is center fielder Bill Bruton, who is 1 for 3. This game is not over yet because Bruton sends Verdon back to the wall. It's up, out of here, gone. And it is now a one-run game with Bruton's solo shot. The Pirates lead 4-3. Mizzle gets his 11th fatigue point. He is fatigued now, and Roy Face is going to come out to face Al Kaline. The day's over for Wilmer Mizzle. Roy Face in 1960 was 10-8 with a 2.90 ERA. 115 innings pitched. And he's going to face Al Kaline. The score 4-3. Kaline can tie this game up with one swing of the bat. There's 2 outs, nobody on. And Kaline does get a base hit here. So the Tigers are still alive. The tying run is on base. 2 outs. Rocky Colavito. Look out. It is a deep fly ball to left field that sends Skinner back to the track, to the wall. It's out of here, gone. A walk-off 2-run home run for Rocky Colavito. And the Tigers score 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th and win this one 5-4. My. Wow. Tough break for the Pirates, who fall to 0-3. Wow. What an ending. Believe that's the first walk-off home run of the series that we've played so far. All right, so the Tigers win 5-4. Heartbreaking loss for the Pirates. Let's get some totals for you. The Tigers had 5 runs on 11 hits. They committed 1 error. The Pirates had 4 runs on 7 hits. And they also committed 1 error. The winning pitcher is... Well, I put face in the wrong place there. The winning pitcher is Phil Reagan. And the loss goes to Roy Face, who blew the save. Came in with 2 outs. So Face gets the loss. Well, that was a pretty exciting game. And the Tigers remain kings of the hill, and they will take on the 1950 Yankees in game number 23. Unfortunate for the Pirates, they dropped to 0-3 and to the bottom of the hill, so they're going to have to wait a while to try to get that first win. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, or in the wee hours of the morning as it may be, or whatever time it is when you're watching. And until next time, take care.